World Poetry and Indian Classical Musical Festival. The event, which is organised by the Society of Poetry and Indian Music, is in its 4th year and is fast becoming known as one of the leading Indian classical concerts in the UK. The 2-day event will also feature multilingual poetry sessions. Earlier I spoke to Ahmed Gesher, the director of the Society of Poetry and Indian Music.
This is second time we're doing in Leeds, and this event is going to follow in South Bank and other cities. This is all about intertwining classical music with world poetry, haunting verses of poetry, poetry from Lorca, poetry from Neruda, poetry from Sylvia Plath, poetry from Hafiz and Tagore, Ghalib. And also, this is set to create new audience from ordinary background. People thought classical music is quite obscure, and it is not for ordinary audience.
So you're trying to appeal to sort of the normal man?
Yes. So this is designed in a way so that any ordinary audience can have at least some idea about what's happening. People always struggle to get the mood of the classical music. So this experiment is designed to at least give some images through poetry, through Kathak dance, so that it is connecting and engaging ordinary audience from any background.
I'm really excited about it because last year's event came up in the top 10 events to attend in Leeds, so I think that's quite an impressive accolade.
Yes. Well, this year even, Yorkshire Evening Post did a huge coverage, a full one-page coverage for this event. So we're looking forward for obviously we're looking forward for Indian classical music admirers. At the same time, we are looking forward
for a new audience. A new audience. Can you tell me a bit more about the performances?
Yes, well, Saudha is in a campaign to create new audience. So we are trying to connect, any source of audience actually. But what I would like to tell that we, in terms of purity of art, we have actually no compromisation policy. So although we are fusioning, but we are trying to keep the purity of art intact. So that's why we are trying to get the maestros of classical music who does have a huge devotion for the purity of the art. You know about Chandra Chakraborty.
Yes.
She's one of the finest Indian classical vocalists at this moment in this country. And Kamalbir Nandra, who was a penal violinist of great maestro Jagjit Singh. Sanju Sahai is leading tabla player. He actually plays tabla with all those maestros like Amjad Ali Khan and all those maestros of Indian classical music.
This is very impressive.
And we got Shivan Makmohan, who is a great performance poet from Leeds.
So a nice local person as well.
Yes. And also Shantanu Goswami, he recites Tagore with huge devotion. And quite for Tagore recitation is quite authentic. And we have got some Persian reciters called Jamshed and Eric Schillender, who is a Western classical vocalist, Schubert vocalist, who does recite. Who did last time when he did, he recited and he was acclaimed by the whole audience last year.
So it's an impressive festival.
We're looking forward to that. Yes.
Please do introduce us to the artists.
Like I said, Chandra is one of the finest Indian classical vocalists. So she sings mainly Indian classical music. She's from North Indian classical Gharana, Kirana Gharana. And Sanju Sahai is from Benares Gharana. He's quite remarkable tabla player from Benares Gharana. And like I said, Kamalbir Ji is a fantastic, a stupendous violinist. He knows the art to connect the heart and soul.
Well, these wonderful guests that you've brought in for us, they're going to perform for us. So if you can introduce them.
Indian classical music is almost like Western ethos of Indian classical music, quite similar to Western classical music. These are sacred kind of music. I mean, when you listen to Bach, probably this is almost transcendental. So Indian classical music does have the same ethos. Chandraji will be the ideal sample could be Chandraji will be singing some ragas, and on the basis of the raga, mood of the ragas, Shivan will be reciting a poetry, by Tagore in English. Tagore himself actually translated that, and then Shantanu will do the original one.
Hi, this is Chandra here. Thank you for inviting us here. Shall we just give you a glimpse of what we're going to do today?
Please do.
Yeah, just a little bit of, as Ahmed said, it's pure classical form we are going to do. So I'm just going to sing Rag Bihag a little bit with dance and sargams, and then that would give you an idea where Shivan accompanies me as well as Shantanu. Nisa ga ga re sa nisa ga ma ma ga re sa nisa ga ma pa ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa ni sa ya li ri ya la be li sundar नारी प्यारी प्यारी दिल को लुभाए रियाली रियाला बेली पमा गा मा गा रे सा नी सा नी सा गा मा गा 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 रे सा नी सा मा गा रे सा नी सा मा गा पा मा धा पा मा गा मा गा नी दा पा मा गा रे सा नी सा याली रियाला बेली.
The sun of the first day put the question to the new manifestation of life. Who are you? But there was no answer. Years passed until the sun of the last day uttered the question on the shore of the western sea in the hush of evening. Who are you? But still, there was no answer. Gama gama ga re sa ni sa pa ni sa ga re sa ni sa ma ga re sa ni sa ma ga pa ma da pa ma pa ga ma pa ni sa ga re sa ni da ma pa ga ma ga re sa ni sa ya li ni sa ga ma pa ni sa ni pa ma ga ma ga re sa ni sa ya li ri ya la be li.
Fantastic voice.
Thank you.
I think a little bit taken aback, if I'm being honest with you. Very impressive. Emma, can you tell us where people can actually come and see this performance and be part of the festival? Where's it taking place?
Well, this is happening in a lovely venue, which does have a very intimate relationship between artist and audience, called Seven Art.
I know Seven Art.
Chapel and that's happening from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock.
Ahmed Gersha there, along with some amazing artists, talking about the World Poetry and Indian Classical Music Festival. Now, we're doing a lot of classical music today and a little bit folky, because later on, and I'm really, really excited about this, and I know